Good day, everyone, and welcome to the first season, first episode of Opportunities Opera Recital Unmuted. Allow me to pose a question to you. What is the first thing you think of when you hear the word opera music, opera singer? Am I wrong in assuming the first thing you think of is ball gowns, tuxedos, vincero, as Pavarotti would sing? Others call that the name, but a joke for another day. That is the life we think an opera singer has, and we do not really know the honest truth. Polane Marman, the founder of Opportunity, then had an epiphany. He had an idea of taking the people from home, taking the audience, an opera singer's life or to an opera singer's home. And this was when Opera Recital Unmuted was born. My name is Mhlongo, and I will be the guide towards this journey, which is Opera Recital Unmuted. We are going to follow four aspiring opera singers who will take us through the journey of their actual lives. We will be able to see how one really survives, especially during these hard COVID times. The artists we will be following are Charlotte Mhlongo, Andy Swampongwan, Mziwa Madoda Sipono Dlaiya, and Lonwabo Mose. Many of us do not know them, and that is one of the things we want to fix. Charlotte Mhlongo, all the way from Mpumalanga. Thandiswa Mpongwana, who kept on finding ways to survive and growing up within the parameters of music. Mziwa Madoda Sipono Dlaiya, who grew up in a church family, in a musical family. Lonwabo Mose, a young man from Ekala. All these four singers have their own different stories. And those stories, we are going to be sharing them with you. Now, with what you have in mind and what we will try to be telling you, please try to keep an open mind and follow with us and enjoy the life of an opera singer, because like all arts, opera singers also need your assistance. I will be there to take you through the journey as we continue to tell these stories. This, as I said, is the first season, and your support is paramount to having other seasons and other stories of other opera singers that we think we have to know. But when you bought the ticket here, you did not think that you'll be hearing me speak. So this is not Parliament and me teaching you about the bees and the birds. So let's be on our way to Charlotte Mhlongo, the first of hopefully many singers that we'll be covering. I hope you do enjoy, and remember, always keep an open mind.
The reason why you're in my kitchen today, I am introducing you to the small world of Charlotte, which includes me being in this kitchen. Why am I in the kitchen? Simply because this is one way of making life for myself, because there's no source of income. If you would know, or if I would inform you, is that in SA, I believe we have 1.5 opera companies. I would say 1.5 because the other one was still struggling and it was bankrupt last year. So you can understand how many opera singers are there.
Yeah.
So it makes it very, very difficult for one to secure gigs, for one to say you have a stable income monthly. So one person needs to come up with ideas how to take care of the family, because I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a student, meaning I have to pay for all of these things. None of these areas in my life can exist without a financial smooth run. My love for opera came apparent, of course, when one became big enough to understand television. People like Mams Kumalo, who graced our TV screens back then. And by then, I didn't even know Pavarotti. In my head, I thought it's music from Mams Kumalo. So, of course, those people like inspired me. And as you can see, I'm a chubby kid.
Just a bit.
I grew up being a chubby kid, and when I would sing, everyone would say, "Wow, this is how Kumalo sounds like," and that grew something. It planted a seed at a very young age. So I started singing in primary school, in school choirs, and of course my teachers enjoyed that. And when I went to senior secondary school, I started entering what was then called the Tirisana Schools in Eastern Road. Under the baton of Mr. Ngobeni, the late Mr. Ngobeni, FJ. And seeing myself prosper, gathering some prizes, like year in, year out, it showed that there was talent there. Of course, I didn't think by then that music was going to be my first choice. I thought it's just a hobby. What can one do with it? I wanted to do engineering, as you can imagine. But of course, all chickens, they come home to roost. So it caught up with me. When passion is there, when there's a seed planted, it grows to a big tree that you cannot ignore anymore. So in year 2014, which was a bit late in my life, I was way done with school. I had worked already, started living my life. I was a mom already. And in 2014, I met Professor Kamal Khan, who was adjudicating a competition somewhere in Joburg. And he told me that with a voice like that, while I was sitting at home, as you can imagine, there was already a tree that was growing inside me that couldn't breathe anymore. So somehow the branches started showing up. And in 2014 I came, I auditioned in university, and successfully they took me in, and I started studying opera then. Which I'm still a student, by the way. I'm a postgrad now. FJ Ngobeni, FJ Ngobeni, FJ Ngobeni.
I'm getting so tired of these comedy songs. I want to sing something divine. I'm sure and I'm certain to shine as a star in the opera line. I simply love Wagner, Mozart and Puccini. The music is simply tip-top. But so I have been in the bakery line. I must see if I can't get a role. I want to sing in opera. I've got that kind of voice. I'd always sing in opera if I could have my choice. Signor Caruso told me I ought to do so. That's why I want to sing in opera, sing in opera, hurrah!
Wow, I don't even know where to start. That man was more of a dad to me than actually a mentor, because one of the things that made me reluctant to join the school choir is because I didn't have the perfect uniform. As you can understand, coming from a disadvantaged background, as a black child in South Africa, yes, I would have the skirt but not have the perfect pullover or have the perfect tie that
the perfect socks.
Yes. So this man pursued me, actually, and I ran. I ran like Jonah, trust you me. I used to give him excuses. He ended up coming with a stick to my mom's house to tell my mom that I'm joining the choir, and if I don't want to, he's gonna come take me out of the classroom every day, and my mom gave the go ahead. So then I joined the choir, and he made sure that if there's a school trip that concerns music, he's gonna pay. Make sure I have food. I was not the only one. He was mentoring a lot of kids in the school choir. So he's the one who made all of this possible today, and somehow I'm very sad that he's late. He cannot really see what happened in the future, but I hope he sees us wherever he is, and he's pretty happy and proud. But yes, he was the mentor. Yes, of course, now coming to university, of course you come to the international stage, you start swimming with sharks. That's when I met people like Professor Kamal Khan, people like Professor Patrick Tigolo, Dan Washington from Michigan. All these people, they all played a very, very vital role to having Charlotte singing today. Well, Charlotte is the firstborn in a household of 5 siblings. So I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Like I said, I'm a firstborn, so they're all younger than me. But some of them seem to think they're older. Grew up in a Christian family with loving parents, a mom and a dad. Yes, of course, with life, it threw us back and forth. Ended up having divorced parents and all that. But in all that, I had parents that loved and cared for me, to the extent that if you could understand that mostly parents, they don't support art as a career. But those guys are my #1 fans. Like my mom would fly from Nelspruit, take off work just to watch me in a performance. When I took off work, because I was working before 2014, before coming to school, so I had to quit work. Can you imagine a mom quitting work and coming to become a full-time student? And my mom was one person who gave me a pat on the back and said, just go and pursue your career, pursue your passion. Don't worry about the kids. I will take care of the kids. You'll be fine. That is how I'm here. If it wasn't for this very supportive family structure, there wouldn't be a Charlotte that sings. Of course, I was a black diamond. You would understand the black diamond comes from the roughest of places, and I've been in dark places too, whereby I ended up suffering depression in my life, feeling lonely and all that. But in all of this, it gave birth to Charlotte, the opera singer, who is a black diamond. I always see myself as a black diamond, very special, very rare, coming from harsh circumstances, but still it doesn't take away the purity of the person that I am today. Well, COVID-19, I won't even be selfish and say it affected my family, affected the whole world in a very harsh and negative way. But I believe it also had a bit of positivity, because one discovered certain talents that I didn't know they existed. I didn't know I was a businesswoman. I always thought I'm just Charlotte, the opera singer who can cook, because mommy did a good job teaching me how to cook. But I didn't know that my cooking now would become my source of income, not just bread for my children, but also the butter on the bread. So when COVID-19 came, unfortunately my husband was one of the people that got retrenched, because he was working in the retail industry and his shop had to close down. So he's sitting at home. Now what do you do with rent, with children having to attend school? And our children attend school in Cape Town, which is a few kilos away, meaning they have to have transport to get to school. scholar transport. Therefore, there needs to be income coming into the house, whether we like it or not, whether we are comfortable or not, but there needs to be income. So now, Charlotte, I started with my cakes. I bake cakes. Before, I would sell cakes like to a very close circle. I didn't even like being known as Charlotte who bakes cakes. I just would bake and say, yeah, I'll bake for you. Just go buy ingredients. But now that is a business. I sell cakes formally, occasion cakes, family cakes, and all sorts of baked treats, milk tarts, cupcakes, you can name them. We also run a small kitchen takeaway, which is a mini takeaway. We make hot chips with the help of my husband, who is my manager in every. Trust me, I'm a disaster without him. So we fry chips, we make fed cook. I'm sure when you came outside, you saw a paper written outside of our menu. We sell fed chip rolls, to try and make a sustainable living, not just for us, but for these guys that we call our children. The pandemic gone, of course, I'm very passionate with performing. I think that's the whole thing that moved me away from my hometown and comfort zone and come to Cape Town and to study and become a professional. So I'm hoping that this stage of the world is going to open and make way for artists like me to perform. Hopefully tomorrow is not going to be like today. There'll be more companies to employ us. Do I want to travel overseas? Yes and no.
Okay.
Why am I saying yes and no? Yes, because it presents better opportunities. Who doesn't want to go overseas? But at the same time, I'm a mom. I have a family that I would love to raise in a very stable place. I wouldn't want to move my family from pillar to post. Therefore, I discovered one thing about myself. I also enjoy teaching and sharing the knowledge that I've acquired for the past 6 years being in university. So, of course, if an opportunity of me teaching around the country would present itself, I'll jump to it than to tour the world and go perform. Of course, I'll perform from time to time, but I think everybody wants a very stable plan to fall back on. Not that I'm planning on falling, but one needs a very good plan as a plan. Ukolani Marman, I met him in 2014 when I came to Cape Town at the university. He was a student there. I think it was his first year as a postgrad. And through my friend Mhlongo, one very well-seasoned soprano. And what I remember is that I was alone. I didn't know so many people in Cape Town, and we stayed rooms opposite to each other at the rest. And he came to dig me out of my home saying, "Mom, why are you sitting in the house?" And I didn't even know how to respond to this guy because this is a Xhosa guy that I don't know, that I usually see, and he's a senior student. What is he doing with a person like me? And he was like, "Come man, your friend Peter is there if you feel you're not comfortable coming with me." And then that's how we got to know each other and got acquainted. After now we got acquainted, he is one guy full of ideas. He would come and say, we should not relax with the fact that there's no jobs. We need to stand up and create jobs for ourselves. And that inspired me about him. Hence, I'm sure if you go to the Opportunity website, you'll find my face there as one of the people who are in this company, right? So, yeah, I would safely say he is my friend, and he is my boss too. Charlotte has projects that are planned for the year. Like I've got 3 recitals that I'm planning to, which I'm at a budget of 0. I'm planning to bring opera to the colored community. I'm sure later on in the show you're going to learn that I'm living in a very colored place, which is demographically limping, but it's fine. So I would love for somebody to adopt a child. I also have my school fees that I need to take care of as I'm in one of the most prestigious universities that comes with a price. So yes, if there's somebody out there who is able to, I appeal, and not just for Charlotte alone, but there's so many like me, so many Charlottes. Maybe you're so far you can't reach me, but there is a Charlotte next door to you, or in a university that is close by. There's so many Charlottes that need help out there, and we appreciate your help.
That was Charlotte Mhlongo Yobe. I pray you did enjoy that one. Next one is going to be Utandi Swampongwana, and we will go to her in Rwandabush. Hope to see you there.
In this time of great uncertainty, there's one thing you can be certain of: your education. Our wide range of online programs lets you upskill yourself and earn a leading-edge qualification from the comfort of your own home. We've been educating Africa for 50 years, so we know how to adapt to our forever-changing landscape. Learn to change the world and take control today. Speak to one of our student advisors. Visit cornerstone.ac.za to enroll now.